Food. Reviewing food. It's a surprisingly dangerous game, and in 2024, it was close to endgame. For Pete Wells, the New York Times chief restaurant critic, over a decade of working the world's best job had taken its toll. If he didn't change something fast, he'd join a legion of other food critics for a 6 feet under slumber. It shocked me to hear how brutal a food reviewer's life can be, which is why today we're going to look at how 12 years of eating the finest food on the planet nearly destroyed Pete's life. Let's tuck in. Now, imagine your waitstaff at one of the fanciest restaurants in New York City. How fancy? The menu, it's in French. The portions? Molecular. The clientele? Rich and famous. Oh my god, who's that? It's Demi Moore, and she's eating demi-glace directly out of the tureen. If you walk from the dining area to the kitchen, you'll see a poster with lines of faces and names. This is the Interpol's most wanted list of the fine dining world. The top critics you need to be aware of. These are the faces of potential enemies. Just one review could make or break your restaurant. If you see them, give them the best service imaginable. When you head back through to the dining area to start service, you see a familiar face from across the room. Sweet bobbins. It's Pete Wells. But he's only halfway through his first course. Phew. Still time to alert the venue manager. Now the head chef can personally okay every plate before it goes out to Pete's table. But unbeknownst to you, Pete's not on his first course. He's on his 25th course. Impossible. Oh, mon frère. On the contrary, possible. Because as is standard operating procedure with many food critics, Pete has already dined at your restaurant 2 times previously, bringing precisely 3 friends and asking each to order an appetizer, main, and dessert for him to sample. That's 12 courses per sitting. Of course, Pete's not licking every plate clean. That would be ridiculous. He'd be as big as a house. A Croatian family would have moved in and set about grouting the tiles in Pete's downstairs bathroom. Throughout the course of service, you watch as Pete furiously scribbles on a notepad secreted on his lap. Other guests begin to turn and look around. Darling, is he flogging the log? I think so, my sweet. But before the armed guards can take Pete away, you say to yourself, how do you become a full-time restaurant critic?
Unhand me, goons! I've been waiting my entire life for somebody to ask me that question, which is why I made this. Pete Andrew Wells was born in 1963 and grew up in Rhode Island. He had a bright, bald head, and if he could speak straight out of the womb, he'd have said, "Hey Mom, pass the sausages. I've got 500 words to write for the New Yorker." What the hell are you talking about, Pete? Have you learned nothing from Mr. Beast? You need a 5-second hook, 30 jump cuts, and a dynamic zoom on the baby's forehead. And the title should be, I'm the NYT food critic. In Minecraft? That's so stupid. Right, boys, who wants to know the real route into food criticism? Me, please. And who likes a visual metaphor?
I do.
They're delicious.
Well then, let's look at Pete's trajectory towards being the New York Times chief food critic as like a set menu. Pete's route into food criticism was slow and steady, like a tardy waiter, bringing you your starter long after you ordered it.
What did you call me?
After graduating from the University of Pennsylvania in 1985, he worked as a fact checker for The New Yorker and a PR man for Vanity Fair. Like a free basket of bread, this initial education, both at college and in the workplace, is often overlooked, but indispensable to a thoroughly good meal. Pete's starter and first taste of food writing was in 1999, when he was hired as a writer and editor on Food and Wine magazine. He was so good at it that he earned 5 James Beard Awards within his tenure, but was repeatedly snubbed for the John Mustache Award.
Good one, sir.
Yes, I know. From there, he moved on to Details magazine in 2003 as a senior editor, writing consistently, refining his craft, and earning fame as a top-notch columnist and reviewer. I saw a 3,000-word piece he did on a bacon smokehouse.
That's really cool.
Quiet back there, fuckheads. In 2006, the main course was served. Pete was picked up by the New York Times as the dining editor, where he continued to cut his teeth both as a reviewer and a journalist. But it would be another 6 years before Pete was promoted to chief restaurant critic on the 15th of November 2012, only 2 days after the publication of Pete's article on Guy Fieri's American Kitchen and Bar, which is touted as one of the most scathing and widely read food reviews of all time.
Excuse me, sir. What did he have for dessert?
Are you familiar with the scene from David Fincher's Seven, where a man eats so many spaghetti hoops that he explodes?
That sounds disgusting.
It was a lot like that, my boy.
Why does he have a slide for that?
Oh, Pete, it's been 7 years since you were arrested.
And not a day longer. I need to tell you how I nearly died.
After 12 years as the New York Times chief restaurant critic, Pete had reached a critical mass point. Eating out 5 times a week, drinking wine, beer and spirits most nights, rarely exercising. In 2024, Pete was ringing in the new year at a friend's party. In a sauna at the back of the house, Pete found himself scantily clad, relaxing in the heat, speaking with another guest. The conversation was flowing. Pete was on top form. He'd made a friend, clearly, as the guest took great interest in Pete's lifestyle and work. Eventually, they left the sauna and went on with their celebrations. However, a few days later, Pete got a call from the host of the party. Strange.
Pre-inviting me for next year.
The host put Pete in touch with his new sauna friend, who, as it happened, was a doctor.
Oh, Mother Mary.
The doctor laid out a troubling diagnosis.
Just from the look of your bulbous stomach, I fear you might have cirrhosis of the liver. Maybe a hernia. Definitely pre-diabetic. If you don't stop eating and drinking the way you are now, you could drop dead at literally any minute.
My career.
So what did you do, Pete?
I was writing a list of the 100 best restaurants in New York City, but I knew my time had come.
Yes?
So I quit my job, went on a diet, stopped drinking. Now I'm 210 pounds of pure muscle. Woohoo! I love you, Pete. Let's get married.